Hi everyone, my name is Sima. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing my eyes with the Colourpop Mandalorian palette while I talk about what I thought about the Star Wars Return of the Jedi film. I have never seen Star Wars before I started doing this series, and so these are all going to be just like my first time ever watching these movies' reactions. I've already done my face, as you can probably tell, so because I just didn't want to bore you guys with that. Everything that's on my face will be in the description down below. But I will be using this palette. I think today I'm mostly going to just be using these three in the top and these two at the bottom. I'm not going to use any of the greens because I've already used them in other videos. If you want to see the other videos in the series where I talked about A New Hope and Empire Strikes Back, there's a playlist that should be popping up somewhere on your screen, so you can go watch all those videos there. Sorry if I seem a little bit off in this video. Today has been what I could generously describe as a dumpster fire, so I'm a little out of it. Also, I don't know if my makeup looks better or worse than usual. Again, I was not doing it with the full spectrum of emotions that I usually put into my makeup. I was kind of all over the place. I can't decide if I think it looks good or if it looks not good. I think my highlight is a little intense, at least in real life. I don't know how it looks on camera, but yeah, that's how I'm feeling. Also, as usual, I tried to put my hair into one of the hairstyles that Leia has in the movies. This is the one she has on Endor, I think before she gets kidnapped by the Ewoks. It's like before they let down part of her hair, so I didn't have any like twine or like thread or anything to like put through the braids, so I just took leftover ribbon from Christmas and kind of like wound that around the braids. And then I have like the two little like crown braids like behind my head. I don't know if you guys can see them very well, but it came out okay. My bobby pins were not dark, so you can see them sticking out of my hair, which I don't love, and I obviously just couldn't see what I was doing. So it's not the greatest I've ever done, but it's, I mean, it's kind of fun. I don't know, whatever. Without further ado, let's just jump into it. I'm just gonna be doing my eyes and my lips, like I said, and talking about what I thought. So first off, I'm gonna take the Urban Decay Primer Potion, as usual, and just prime my eyes. So I watched this movie, I'm not gonna lie, it's been like 3 weeks now, I think. I just didn't have time to really make the video before today. And then I almost didn't make the video today because, again, like I said, today has been a bit of a shit show, but I really didn't want to, you know, mess with my upload schedule. You know, I've been so consistent with this channel for like 6 months now that I just kind of want to keep that consistency going. But I still remember a lot of it, and I remember what I thought about it, and I went and I refreshed myself with what I'd written about it before, because I live tweet myself watching all these movies. So if you want to actually see that, or follow my Twitter so that you can see when I live tweet the prequels, because I am going to be live tweeting the prequels as well, but I'm probably not going to be making videos on those. If you want to see that, you can follow me on Twitter. If you also want to follow me on other social media, you can follow me on Instagram. Just a little plug there. But yeah, so I kind of went back to my notes and saw what I was thinking at the time, and then kind of reminded myself of what happened in the movie. And so I still have like my opinions that I think I had then. They're still like they're still fully formed. I'm just gonna take this shade Just Like a Tatooine and just put that in my crease. So this movie is like a bunch of distinct plot points. Like, the whole first bit is like going to rescue Han, who is like frozen from Jabba the Hutt, right? And then there's all the stuff going on with the Empire, and they're rebuilding the Death Star. And then you've got like Luke going to finish his training and all his like family drama. And then there's like everything happening during that whole like last battle on, I think, like Endor and in the solar system or whatever. I can never remember the names of the places. Sorry if like things are not where I say they are. I just like don't know. So okay, first off, I just want to say I want to continue my thread of saying I freaking love Luke Skywalker. Like, he's just like a funky little protagonist, you know? Like, he's just I find him very likable and very fun. And what I liked about this movie is, like, first of all, he's just wearing all black, which like is like inherently like very hot, sexy. Like, we have no choice but to stand. Like, I just like when I see someone in all black, it does something to me, you know? Like, it just really sits right with my spirit. And he was doing that. He was wearing all black, and there's like moments like not like I knew they were never gonna be like, we're gonna go dark side with Luke. Like, I knew that was not like the trajectory of his character arc whatsoever, but it was just like they kind of like flirted with it a little bit, where like at the beginning when, you know, the whole rescue Han from Jabba the Hutt thing is happening, he like says he's gonna like give Jabba the droids and like negotiate with him and blah blah blah, and you're like, okay dude, we don't negotiate with terrorists or whatever, you know? Like, you're like, okay, this is not in character at all. And then there's the whole like, is he gonna defect to the dark side? Is he gonna be lured to the dark side? Which I'm gonna get into that later. I think that whole premise is stupid, frankly. The whole like, if you feel anger, you're gonna go evil. Like, we'll get to that, but yeah. So like, he was wearing black, and he just like strutted in like super cocky and super confident, which I was very into. Like, he just like had like character growth between the films, I feel like, and he just came back like so cocky, and I was like here for it. And I was like, yes dude, do it, be cocky. Okay, I think I'm gonna leave that for now, and instead I'm gonna take Right Hand Mando, which is like this like bright silver color, and I'm gonna put that on like my lid, but only like the inner middle part of my lid. I don't know what brush is gonna be good for these because they're pretty crumbly, and so I don't know if they're just gonna produce a whole bunch of like fallout or not, but we'll see. I might have to do that with my finger just to A, make it stick, and B, make it less fallouty. I don't know, we'll see. we'll see what happens. So I was right here for Luke. And so anyways, the movie starts off, it's like Leia sneaking in or like pretending to not be Leia to like come rescue Han, and she brings Chewbacca and like I guess pretends to like use him as like bounty or something, or I guess he is bounty, but that's how she gets in, and she's going to go rescue Han, and she like unfreezes him and stuff. They have a little reunion. Again, as someone who like does not really like, I don't know, I'm not particularly impressed by the Leia Han romance. I was more into the Han Chewie reunion. Like I was like, oh, that's really cute, because like they've like evidently known each other for a very long time and they're like buddies. I was like, oh, this is sweet. And then like the Han Leia reunion happened and I was like, okay, whatever. Glad y'all are reunited, I guess, if it makes you happy, but I don't really care about y'all as a couple, to be quite honest with you. I don't know, I just feel like they really did not develop them enough for like the fanfare. Like I feel like when I went into this, I was expecting this to be like a really epic romance that was really well developed and stuff, and then it just like was not that. I don't know. People really sold it to me from an outsider as being like this really epic thing, and I went in and expecting to be like swept off my feet, and I was like, okay, this is like fine, I guess. They are telling me they love each other, so like I guess I'll take it. Like I guess it sure is a romance in media, but I just like didn't care enough about it. The other thing I really liked is like, sorry, looping back to like Luke and how he's wearing all black. I like that like Darth Vader also wears all black, obviously, like, and it's like this weird, like, I don't know if, like, I'm not saying I don't think it was on purpose, because like filmmakers do things with intention, but like I just liked that, like, drawing the parallel where the whole movie is like, is Luke gonna end up like his father? And then they're both in black for the whole movie, and it's just like nice. And also like it really sucks to me that like Darth Vader is like so ugly under his like getup, because his getup is like so cool, like very hot, very sexy, very cool, very like funky fresh, like looks to go grocery shopping with, you know? Like if I could wear that whole getup and like go to the grocery store, I would, frankly. So I'm gonna be really honest with you guys. The other thing that really I like, this is like not new, like everyone, like the music in these movies is so memorable. Like before I knew anything about Star Wars, I like knew the music of Star Wars because I just heard it so much, and like just like actually seeing it like in the films, I was like, I know all of this music and I've never watched these films before. It's just because it's so memorable. I feel like we get that a lot less now. I remember watching a really good video about it on YouTube, about how like film scores are like less interesting and less unique now because of the way they're created. And I don't remember what it's called, but it was just a really good video. If I can find it, I'll link it in the description down below. But it really just explained like why I think like Star Wars is so memorable versus like all these new franchises have like much less memorable music. Like the Avengers kind of has like the Avengers theme, but like generally the MCU like doesn't really have memorable music all that much. And it's just because of the way, like I think according to that video, how filmmakers have shifted how they do like scoring for films. Also, can I just say, like going back to just like aesthetics and stuff, everybody looked good in this film. Like everybody's looks like top tier. Like everyone who's like just hanging out at Jabba the Hutt's place, iconic outfits. Leia's, every getup Leia had, so good. Luke, hot, beautiful, so like showstopper. Like everybody just looked really good in this movie. Like kudos to the costume people, like outfits on point. I feel like we should like integrate that fashion into like what we do as a society. Anyways, so yeah, they're hanging out with Jabba the Hutt. Luke shows up all cocky. He's like, I'm gonna give you these droids. Give me my friend. The droids are obviously like very panicked. They're besties and they're freaked out because they're like, what the hell is happening? C-3PO is like always very stressed out, and I like relate to that as a person who's also always very stressed out. I'm gonna take the shade The Force and then do like the outer half of my lid with that gold. And same sort of thing, I'm gonna just try to not get too much fallout, even though this is like a very crumbly shade. Yeah, that one definitely might have to go on with my fingers because it's really not showing up. Like there's gold glitter showing up, but it's not going on as like gold as it looks in the pan, and as I would like it to be. Maybe I'll spray it with like some Fix Plus or something. Yeah, I'm getting so much fallout. This is why glitter is a disease. Anyways, yeah, so they're hanging out with Jabba's. Jabba the Hutt makes me very uncomfortable. Like I like spent the whole time he was on screen just like really wanting somebody to like gut him open like a fish, you know, like just like take like something pointy and just like cut him open and like let his guts spill out, because what a shitty, terrible little man. And then he puts Leia in that reprehensible outfit. I am glad, like I'm so glad that she got to kill him. I was like, please let her kill him, and she did. I wish she had gutted him like a fish, but you know, strangling him also works. You use the tools that you have at your disposal, and at her disposal she had fingers, and you know, hands and arms and fingers, they're the best tools you got. I say this when it comes to makeup, I say this when it comes to strangling your enemies, like use your hands. If you don't got other tools, use your hands. Humanity was using their hands way before they were using anything else. And look where it got us. So anyways, there's a whole bunch of shenanigans that go down. They reunite, the whole squad reunites, they rescue Han. There's some shenanigans, like Jabba dies, all his like little dudes die, his little monsters die. They finally like escape, which is all very nice and good. I liked having, again, this film loves to separate the squad from each other, but I really liked having everybody in one place for like at least a few minutes. Like it was just very nice to see the whole gang together again. I wish we got more like Han, Luke moments. Like again, I say this all the time, like I want to see their friendship, you know? Like we got plenty of like Luke and Leia moments, which was great. And then we got like Han and Leia moments, which is like fine. I just like, I wanted to see some like Luke and Han moments, you know? Like when I have a trio, I want everybody in the trio to be friends with each other, and I want to see it. And I feel like we got less of that. I think that whole weird thing where it was like where they were like having Han be like jealous of Luke and thinking that Leia was like in love with him, and it was like, no, actually that's my brother. Yeah, we had the whole twin reveal. We'll get to that and how I feel about that. So anyways, that whole, I'm gonna try to put this on with my finger and see if that goes any better. Okay, yeah, it definitely does. It definitely like just like looks way more there. So let's just do that again. And then I'm gonna grab my other finger and just take the silver and kind of try the same thing. The silver already went on like kind of okay, but the gold definitely like needed a little bit more punch. Okay, that's, I think, fine for now. And now I'm gonna grab this brush that I was using earlier to put just like Tatooine in my crease and just kind of blend out those edges again. It's not gonna be a very complicated look, just I don't have very many shade options to choose from in here, so we're not going too complicated because it's gonna be pretty basic. Okay, so then Luke like decides to like go back to wherever he was studying with Yoda to like finish his Jedi training or whatever, and Yoda's like, I can't teach you anything anymore, and he like fucking croaks there. But he gives like all this like vague ass information, and then Obi-Wan's ghost comes and is like, yeah, Luke. So Yoda like tells Luke that like, yeah, Darth is his father, and it's a whole thing. And then he's kind of vague about him not being like the last Skywalker or whatever. And then Obi-Wan's ghost is like, yeah, Leia's your twin sister, and that's like a really big clusterfuck. And Luke's like, hey, you knew who my dad was. Like, why did you tell me that my dad died? Why didn't you tell me my dad was fucking Darth Vader? And Obi-Wan Kenobi, this bitch, is like, he's like, technically I didn't lie to you. The Anakin Skywalker I knew like did die. And it's like, fucking shut up. Like, if Obi-Wan wasn't already dead, Luke would be completely justified. Like legally, I think he would get away with murder if he just like attacked him right there. Like a wild animal just like went at him and was like, you're a fucking liar. He would be legally justified. Like it would not be the franchise film that it is. It may be a little unconventional of a character arc, but I would be here for it. Anyways, I'm taking Precious Cargo and I'm gonna put it in my inner corners. Sorry if this video is like fast or like not as detailed as my other ones. I just like want to film it and I have stuff to say, but I also am just like in such a mood. So like apologies. Like I have so much fallout under my eyes, and like normally I would care more about it, but right now I'm just like, okay, there's glitter on my face, who cares? The whole thing though is like they spend this whole movie being like not just like Obi-Wan and Yoda, but they also like, on the whole other side of this is like everything's happening with the Empire. So like they're rebuilding, they're making a new Death Star, and then like Palpatine and Darth Vader are having all these conversations about Luke and getting Luke on their side and like turning him to the dark side and all that, and how they're gonna like do that, and how they're gonna exploit like Darth Vader's like connection and being his father to like get him to join their side, and they're having all these plans. But the crux of all these plans is like they want him to get really, really pissed off, because allegedly like being angry or being afraid are like dark-sided emotions. And I just like inherently, like I know I talked about this in my other like video, but like I just don't jive with that concept. He should be allowed to get mad. He like his dad is like a bad dude who like did all this shitty things to him, and like actively like his arm got fucking cut off in the previous movie. Like Luke has every single like right to be angry, and that's not like an evil emotion. Like being mad or being afraid are not emotions that are gonna get you killed. Like they're just human emotions, like they're of the normal spectrum of human emotions. Like there's nothing wrong with those things. And I just like did not jive with this concept that they kept telling us that like if Luke gives into his anger or gives into his fear, he's somehow gonna become evil and join the dark side and suddenly become like a Sith or whatever. I also feel like we don't like, why is the Empire even making a new Death Star? Like we see it in the first movie, like they use it to blow up like Leia's planet, right? So like I'm like, do they just regularly blow up planets? Is this like a common occurrence? Like I don't understand the Empire's like motives. Like are they just like in the galaxy just like blowing up planets for fun? Like what do they actually do? Like they're in charge, but like of what? Like I don't understand. Like all we get is like the Rebel Alliance is like we have to stop them, and then we get like fights between the Rebel Alliance and the Empire. But it's like when the Empire is not fighting the Rebel Alliance, like what is the Empire doing? Like why are they building a like they're surely they don't need a Death Star just to fight with the rebels, because the rebels don't have anything close to a Death Star. Like so they could like make something much smaller scale to like deal with rebels. So they presumably need the Death Star to do the Death Star thing, which is like blow up the planets. But it's like, why are you blowing up so many planets of your own people? Like what is the reason? Like if you just blow up every planet in your way, you're just not gonna be, you're gonna be an empire of like empty space. Like I don't understand the motives there. Maybe that's why I don't have an empire. It's because I don't understand the motivations it takes to run one. Okay, so I need a smaller brush. I'm gonna take this low brush and I'm gonna grab Droid Protocol, which is like this dark brown red shade. It's more brown than red, but it's got like a reddish tint, and I'm just gonna try to like deepen my outer edge of my eye a little bit, just to give it some more depth, because this doesn't have a lot of depth right now. This is like the color, I think I've mentioned this before, it looks a lot darker in the pan than it shows up on the eye. It also comes out a lot more gray on the eye than it does in the pan, which is kind of irritating, because it's like, that's not what I wanted for you. It's not the journey I wanted this color to take me on. Oh well. And then I'm just gonna like buff that out with this like color, this brush that I used just like a Tatooine, like that crease shade on, and I'm just gonna use that to like blend things so it's kind of like seamless and there's not just like a really harsh line of color. Anyway, so that all happens. Luke's like, I have to go confront my father, like that's how this has to happen. I have to confront him but not go to the dark side. So he like lets himself get captured and taken to like Palpatine and Darth Vader and all that shit. Meanwhile, like the rebels are trying to like go destroy the new Death Star, and there's like plans afoot on that front. I'm sorry if I don't like have like all the plans and stuff completely in order. Like it's been a while and it was kind of confusing. Like there's a lot of things going on at the same time. But so it turns out like they know this is all going down and it's all a trap. Like the shield that was supposed to go down isn't gonna go down, and like Leia and Han and like the droids and like I think Chewie are on this like random planet that I can't remember the name of. It's where Leia has this hairstyle because they have to take down the shield so that they can go attack the Death Star or whatever. And then Leia gets like kidnapped again because again we love to kidnap women in this franchise, I guess. She gets kidnapped by like these really adorable things that I learned are what the Ewoks are, and they're really cute. Like I want an Ewok really badly. Like they're so cute. Like please give me one. I would love that for me so much. Sorry, I feel like I went a little higher on this eye, so I'm just gonna try to like match that over here with like this darker shade to like give it the same like depth I have on the other side. And then we're back to blending. So anyways, so Luke meets up with his dad. They have this whole spiel where like Darth Vader tries to convince him to go dark side and Luke tries to convince him to like join the light side again, and they're both like, no, like I'm not joining your side, like fuck you. Again, men have no emotional regulation. All of this would have be solved if like any of these men went to therapy, but instead we're like sitting around like, watching them like decide if one side should destroy the galaxy or not based on the fact that they can't get along. So it's kind of irritating. Like Luke's family drama is literally like about to destroy the planets and the galaxy, so it's fun. It's fun, it's fresh. I guess it's like on brand for like men as a concept, but it's kind of funny. I don't know. Like go to therapy. Like why? Like it makes sense that Leia is the most emotionally regulated Skywalker, frankly. It's really funny though. And then there's a whole like drama of like, so before Luke leaves, he like tells her that they're twins, and there's this whole thing of like, she's like, I always knew. And I'm like, girl, if you always knew, then why did you kiss him in the previous film? That's weird. But yes, they have a whole moment, and then Han sees it, and Han like thinks it's like, I guess like a love reveal or something, or they're like, they're secretly lovers or something, and he's like, it's really funny. It's like this whole like melodramatic like love triangle happening like behind the scenes that I'm like, do none of y'all have like more important things to like care about right now? Like Han, you were like frozen in ice for a year, like King, like you have other priorities right now, don't worry about it. But also like it makes sense that Luke and Leia are like twins because they're both beautiful and have like amazing outfits. Like, you know, like we get it, like show stopping, stunning, never been done before, family goals. So there's a whole bunch of shit happens. Like there's lots of fighting, they overcome, the shields come down, they destroy the Death Star, yada yada yada. I will say Palpatine is so freaking ugly. Fuck that guy. Like I think he's just bitter that he doesn't have a plastic surgeon or something that's like good at his job. I think he just wants, like, I think he would be better off if he just like focused his energy on finding a good plastic surgeon and like left the galaxy alone. But like, that's just my opinion. I'm just taking that right hand Mando and the Force shades, which are like the silver and the gold, and just putting them like under my eye, like on my lower lash line. I actually don't know if the gold one's gonna show up. Frankly, I don't have a good enough brush for it. And this area that I want to get it on is just like too small to get it with my finger. So this might be a bit of a problem. Let's try this other brush that I hopefully will not have to use for my inner corner again. Okay, that's a little bit better. There's so much glitter on my face, I'm so sorry. So anyways, then it's like, there's like a whole scene where it's like Luke and Palpatine and Vader, and they're all like having discourse like in the space station. And they're trying to, like Vader and Palpatine are trying to get Luke to join their side by like goading him into getting angry and like just saying all this stuff about how his friends are gonna die because they set a trap for them. And just like really trying to get him to get pissed off because allegedly if he gets mad enough, that's like what's gonna get him to join the dark side. Like I don't understand the logic there. Like if Luke is mad enough at them, that anger will turn him dark-sided enough to then join them. Like I don't understand the logic, I don't understand the plan. I think the plan is full of a few holes, but that's just my opinion. I'm obviously not the General Palpatine dude or whatever his name is, Emperor, whatever. I'm not him. He's not. Our journeys are different in life, and who am I to tell him that his shitty plan is shitty, you know? So anyways, they're fighting. Luke gets really pissed off because again, they're saying all this shit about how his friends are gonna die and how it was all a trap and how this is all pointless. And like, he's obviously like a little bit upset by all of this information that is being rapidly fired in his direction. So he snaps and he attacks, which is what they want because again, they think him being mad or scared is like gonna turn him evil. And then he chops off Darth Vader's hand, which again, this franchise is obsessed with amputations. Like I genuinely need to know like who decided that this was like a defining thing they had to have, because it just happens like over and over, like to the point where I'm like a little bit worried. It's a little bit concerning. It's a little excessive. Like I need to know more. Like whose idea was any of this? Sorry, I'm just like adding on color, patting it out. So I'm just gonna like blend that out again. Okay, this is like starting to get muddy, so I'm just gonna stop with that. And I'm gonna take this, it's just the Kat Von D tattoo liner, and I'm just gonna line my eyes a little bit. I'm gonna go off screen for that because I can't line my eyes when people are like, when like not looking like super close to a mirror. I just can't do it. I'll be back. I never do wings, I always mess them up. This one looks like fine. This one looks really shitty. I definitely like messed up over here. I could clean it up, but I just like don't want to. So Sorry. That would require me getting up and I just like, I'm not in the headspace to do that. I could if I've had enough fallout for it to be a problem. I'd probably get up and clean this wing and also clean the fallout, but it's just, this is not the journey for me. So I'm just gonna like not care. But yeah, wings. The wings themselves are like fine. They're fine. Tattoo liner, great, classic, staple. So I just don't like this film franchise like consistently like gets mad at Luke for his anger and punishes him for his anger. Like, he should be angry. Chopping off that hand was like fine. Getting like he's fully in his rights to kill these people that are like actively like destroyed a whole entire planet in like two movies ago. Like blew up a whole planet, actively are like murdering like millions of people. Like killing those people would be for the greater good. Sorry, like yeah, or maybe putting them in prison. Like I don't care like, how you stop them, but like killing them here would not be like a bad move in terms of like a fictional universe. Like I think in real life I'm very much like against the death penalty, but like in terms of like fictional storytelling, if your only option is to let a genocidal dictator like kill you and then continue their genocidal dictating, or you kill them, like you kill them. That is for the greater good. It's not like he had backup there and could like take them in and, you know, put them away from society to protect people. Like that's not an option that was presented in the film. I would like to reiterate that there's something very spicy, very hot, very beautiful about Luke like pissed off in all black, like swinging that lightsaber around like he was like big mad. I was like, he's so here for it. They're like, he's gonna turn evil. And I was like, no, like do more of that. Like get mad, be pissed off. I love it. Anyways, I'm gonna take this Tarteist lash paint. I have not used this mascara either in forever or like ever at all, really. So I don't know if I like it or not, but I decided to grab it today. We'll see if I like it or not. So the TLDR is like Palpatine's like doing some fuck shit to Luke. I think he's like shocking him or something. And like, I guess that like convinces Vader to finally change his mind because he's like, I guess like has this revelation that that's my son. I should probably not let him be murdered by my boss. So he steps in, he saves Luke, he like yeets Palpatine off of this thing. Palpatine, I guess presumably like dies, even though like spoiler alert, I know what happens in the like 7,000th film they make in this franchise. So like Palpatine's dead, and then Vader, I guess like in the process also dies. So he's like dying slowly, and then like Luke takes his like helmet off. They have a whole moment where he's like redeemed, I guess, because it's the whole like, you know, the trope of like being redeemed through death and through like sacrificing yourself for like someone. It's a trope, it's fine. It's a trope that I'm okay with. He dies, he saves Luke. And then they like jump to like, there's like a whole party, everyone's happy, everyone who's alive is like back together, people are hugging. It's a very cute scene. Like the party scene with the Ewoks and like Han and Leia and Luke and like everyone just having a good time. That was a really cute scene. I really enjoyed that scene. There's a whole bit where they like, it's like it's like Leia and Han like pull to the side, and Han's like, I understand if you want to be with Luke. And Leia's like, you're stupid, that's my brother. And then you can see Han going through like the whole like 5 stages of like, but you made out with him though. Or not made out, but you like kissed him. And you know, he has the whole like, that was weird that we all had. So that's kind of funny. I kind of agree with Han, but they shouldn't be together. Not because like Leia's like incestuously in love with her brother, but just because like I just don't think it was developed enough. Like I just needed to be sold on it a little bit more. I just thought like the vibes were just not good, not there. Yeah, Luke I think like escapes with Vader's body, and then they give him like a funeral pyre, which I love. I just like think funeral pyres are like beautiful. So like I just like liked that they did that. I was like, yes, good, beautiful. It's like a recurring element in a lot of media. Like they have them in Merlin, they have them in Supernatural. Like funeral pyres are like nice. I enjoy them. And it's so funny, like at the party, like Luke sees all these like, I guess like, I think they're called Force ghosts or whatever. So it's like Yoda and Obi-Wan, and then like his dad. And like, so my understanding in the original, it was like a little egghead ugly Vader, but they like replaced him with Hayden Christensen, who is like Anakin in the sequels or the prequels, which is like funny to me because like as someone who watched, like if I didn't have the pop culture knowledge that I did to know that he was in the prequels, I would be like, who the hell is that? Because you know, they just edited him in later and you never see him, so you're like, who is this person? But he's cute though. Like Hayden Christensen with the long hair, yeah, he's cute. He's really cute. I'm gonna put this mascara on. I said I was gonna put it on and then I didn't. So opinions on this mascara, it's pretty good. It's really nice for top lashes, I think. It doesn't like clump them up or anything, but it like really defines them. It makes them look black. It really is like paint for your lashes. Like I like my top lashes look. I think it made them really long, really full, and like just like made them look nice. I don't love it on my bottom lashes. It clumps the bottom lashes together a little bit, which is like fine. Like lots of mascaras just are not designed for bottom lashes. But no, pretty good mascara. It's like solid, no complaints. It's a mascara. I wouldn't say it's like my favorite one ever. It's not like bad. It's like pretty standard like mascara. And then for my lips, I'm gonna take this MAC. I'm gonna take the MAC lip liner in Whirl and then the matching lipstick in Whirl and put those on. So yeah, overall, like I think I like the movie. It was my second favorite one in the trilogy. Again, I think the second one, to my understanding, is like everybody's favorite, but I think because I knew so many of the twists in that one, it just like had less resonance for me. A New Hope is still my favorite. I think just because so many things I thought didn't happen in that one happened in that one, and it was like still a surprise to me. And also it just seemed like the most like complete one. Like it was just like a movie to be a movie, and it wasn't like setting up for a bunch of things. It was just like really, I don't know, it just like had a lot of heart. I really liked the first one. But yeah, they're all good. Like all three of them were like really good films, really enjoyable, really entertaining. Your girl had a good time. That's why I'm gonna be watching the prequels. Just not talking about them on here, but I will be watching them and having a good time, I'm sure. I've heard they're bad, but you know, sometimes bad movies are fun too, so who knows. Like I said, I was not sold on Luke and, on Han and Leia. What I did read that I thought was really interesting was when I was doing like some research for this. Not really research, I was just trying to like refresh my memory of like what had happened in this film and not in the previous ones, just so I like could talk about the plot points and have them be the right plot points to this movie. I read that apparently they originally were gonna kill Han off in this one, and I thought that was really interesting. Mostly because I think that would have been a good choice, because again, I'm not here for the Leia and Han romance, and two, I just think that would have been like a really interesting like upping the stakes kind of thing. Like this is a pretty, in terms of like killing off like integral characters, it's a pretty tame franchise. Like I know Yoda died and I know like Obi-Wan dies in the first one, but like it's not like, I don't know, like the main three never felt like in danger. So I think if they had actually killed off Han, that would have been like quite a shock to me, at least. I would have been like, holy shit. And again, maybe if it was one of those things where if I'd watched it like 30 years later, I would have been like, with the pop culture knowledge, I would have been like, oh, of course they killed off Han. But I think that would have been really interesting, just like a motivating force going forward for the rest of the films. And also, to understand the reason they kept him alive is because they were like, they wanted to sell merchandise for Han, and they didn't think you could sell merchandise of a dead character, which is like a fair assessment, but it's just like, it kind of sucks that like, I know we talk about like how corporations interfere a lot in like films now, and how like so much of filmmaking now is like corporatized and like about making money, and how much that sucks, but it's kind of like funny to like see that it's always, or not always, but like this is not a new phenomenon. Like even back when this film came out in like 1980, whatever, they were making decisions based off of like what characters they wanted to sell toys for. So, okay, and then I'm just gonna take Whirl, the lipstick, put that on. I love Whirl. Yeah, Whirl was like my go-to in going to the office, like everyday lip. It's just really nice, you know? Like I know everyone associates it with like the Kylie Jenner lip now, but it's just like, it's a classic color for a reason. Like it's a good color. And then I'm just gonna take my Urban Decay All Nighter, put on some setting spray. I'm trying to think, is there anything else I want to say about either this film or like the Star Wars franchise? I don't think I do. Like I said, I really enjoyed them. It was really fun to watch. I had a lot of fun. They're good movies. Like I understand the hype. Like it's a good time. There's a lot of really interesting world building that I would like love to delve into more. I thought the characters were really fun and dynamic. I didn't talk about Lando in this one at all, but like I loved Lando. I loved everything he was doing in this one. I love that they really like truly like fully redeemed him and like made him like part of the heroes, part of the squad, part of the gang. Like I was really loved that for me. It was good. It was a good time. I can see why it's such a beloved franchise. And yeah, sorry again if this video was all over the place. Mentally, I'm like today was just like a day is how I would put it, but hopefully this video is still enjoyable. I think I'm gonna wrap it up now though, because I have to edit and it's really late. If you want to follow me on socials, I already mentioned in this video, so I would appreciate that. If you like this video, if you could drop a like, I would really appreciate it. And if you wanted to subscribe to my channel so you can see other videos I post, I would really appreciate that. I post new videos every Wednesday, and I will see you guys all next week. Bye!